Mermaids are one of the most popular mythological creatures ever. With the face and torso of a woman, her lower half is always represented with a fishtail. However, although they belong to legends and folklore, people have always questioned their existence. Do you believe in what you can't see? In fact, the internet is full of mysterious accidental recordings that could corroborate the existence of these mythical creatures. That's why today, we'll show you 5 times people accidentally spotted mermaids on tape. She was taking a bath on the beach and got caught. Watch the video until the end to find out. But before we begin, make sure you hit the subscribe button to get notified every day for more amazing content. With that being said, let's begin. Number 5. Mermaid Experiment. Traveling to the beach or to a river has become the ideal destination for people to vacation. Crystal clear water, giant palm trees, and fresh sand on the ground are considered something pleasant for most people. That's why there's always that eager tourist who wants to record everything with their video camera. From a child picking up shells in the sea to the colorful fish that swim near the shore. But when summer ends and visitors return to their homes, the ocean is able to drag creatures never seen before by society. The following recording is a clear example of this. It took place in Minnesota in the United States when a group of Australian tourists recorded what seemed to be a mermaid on the shores of the lake. Yes, just as you heard it. The young people decided to travel there when the holiday season was over. Their intention was to know the surroundings and do a bit of tourism. However, they did not expect to find something that would turn the internet upside down. They posted the video on the channel Paranormal Elite, and today it has more than 2 million views. In the recording, you can see how 2 people in safety yellow suits drew a strange body from the water. Although the recording is blurred in some occasions, one of the images shows that the creature they're taking out of the lake has a human torso and a fish tail. Can you believe it? According to the information gathered, the young people didn't want to leave the natural park when they were asked to leave it minutes before. Several large vehicles were parked near the area, and that encouraged curiosity in the tourists. However, when they saw what those men dressed in yellow drew from the water, everything made sense. What happened after that is unknown, just as it also remains a mystery who was the person responsible for recording the video and uploading it to the internet. Plus, what these men were doing in the lake is not very clear, much less what they did with the mermaid. However, what shocked the people the most was that these men didn't look surprised when they walked to the water. They seemed to know very well what they would get out of there. Were they scientists who wanted to experiment with the mermaids? Or on the contrary, do you think it was a montage? Number 4. Confusion in the sea. Have you ever gone fishing? If so, then you probably like the thrill of catching some fish. A good dinner on the beach after a hard day of work is one of the most rewarding feelings there is, especially if the instrument to do so has been a fishing rod. That wooden rod that transforms this activity into an authentic torture due to the long waiting time. However, skilled fishermen use other techniques to speed up the work. The most common is the use of fishing nets. This sweeps all the bottom of the sea to capture what's in its path, and that's when the terrifying discoveries begin. The following recording reveals what a group of fishermen found in the middle of their workday. And although at the beginning we can't notice anything strange, we're sure these men will never forget what they saw that day. The event took place when they were fishing in a boat in the middle of the sea. As usual, one of them had to pull a rope to get the net out of the water. However, the weight was too much for one man, so they all decided to help. Apparently, they had caught a lot of fish. It seems like it was very good for the fishermen, but what they surely did not imagine was that the fishing net would catch another type of creature. When they tried to pull the net into the boat, the mysterious body began to writhe in fury. The men managed to see what looked like a human silhouette next to the trapped fish, but they couldn't watch it in detail. The mysterious creature extended one of its arms through the net to attack them. This arm had scales and membranes between its fingers. So, terrified, they dropped the net back into the water. According to the statement of one of the fishermen, they had caught a real mermaid. There was no other explanation for what happened. As well as having humanoid features, the creature could also be compared to a fish. What do you think? To this day, many think the recording is a hoax, but others believe it's one of the most real evidences about the existence of mermaids. Number 3. The Greenland Mermaid. Sticking to these under-the-sea findings, next we present to you one of the most controversial recordings about mermaids. It's the famous video captured inside a submarine in the waters of Greenland, the same one that was shown for the first time in an Animal Planet documentary. It shows 2 intrepid researchers who decided to explore the depths of the sea inside a submarine. And although the original intention of that trip was to know about the marine species that lived there, these men did not expect to meet a creature that would unleash an intense debate on the internet several days later. The clip only lasted 2 minutes, but it was enough time for the spectators to notice a strange creature passing in front of the submarine's glass window. One of the members of the small crew, bearded and with glasses, watched in amazement the amount of beings swimming around them while they were filming with their camera. The other, on the contrary, captured the reactions of his partner. It was there when a white hand with membranes on the fingers hit the glass behind them. The men immediately reacted, and the dim light of the camera lantern focused on the inhuman face of the creature. Even its eyes seemed to shine. Although they were only a few seconds, the image immediately went viral. People began to think everything was a trick, an elaborate deception to unleash chaos among the public. But the researchers assured the material was real. The submarine was 3,000 feet underwater, and the deepest dive to date is 1,200 feet. A diver could not withstand that kind of pressure even with a special suit. Another important fact to take into account was the speed at which the mermaid moved. Even though it has fins, a diver isn't able to swim so fast. And although over time, some sources reported the documentary as false, there are still people who believe in the veracity of this material. What do you think? Do you think it was really a mermaid and now the government wants to hide it? Or, like the others, do you consider everything was a montage created by good actors? Number 2. Mermaid in Australia. If you like diving, you've probably explored the bottom of the sea on more than one occasion. The things that can be found there are unimaginable, from multicolored fish to marine creatures never seen before. That's what happened to an autonomous researcher when he was diving on one of Australia's reefs several years ago. At first, the man had gone there with the intention of trying out his new camera. The marine universe had always been his hobby, and he did not want to miss the opportunity to record the habitat of the fish. However, after he was recording for a few minutes, he felt the presence of someone behind him. When he turned around, the camera recorded what appeared to be the silhouette of a mermaid moving away. Although each of its features can't be clearly seen, the tail of the creature is different from that of a common fish. Besides, it had arms. What else could it be? When the man saw the results of his recording, he was very surprised. His visibility under the water wasn't very good. That's why he couldn't immediately notice that the sea creature recorded was a mermaid. Filled with curiosity to know if he could recapture the mysterious creature in the video, the researcher returned to the reef the next day. On that occasion, he had to wait a little longer, but the results were worth it. To his surprise, he captured on video, once again, the silhouette of a mermaid swimming next to the fish at the bottom of the sea. This time, he didn't just get a shot of its tail, but of its entire silhouette: tail, arms, and head. Many comments were unleashed on the internet after the publication of both videos. No one believed a person could capture a mermaid on video. However, the Australian researcher assured his material was 100% real. None of them had suffered any type of alteration by a computer. And although he came back to the sea in different opportunities, he did not manage to find any more evidence on mermaids. How about that? Do you think we're facing one of the greatest evidences of its existence? Or do you think everything was a trick? Leave your opinions down in the comments below. Number 1. Mermaid on the beach? As we've said at the beginning, the beach has become one of the most visited tourist places in the world. No matter where they come from, those who don't live in coastal areas always want to know the sea. That's why there are plenty of videos on the internet with tourists who travel to the beach. Whether for its crystal clear waters or the warm sand between their feet, young people never forget to take their camera to the sea. However, the beautiful landscape isn't the only thing its visitors have captured on video during the holidays. And the next recording is proof of that. The clip only lasts a few seconds, but it's enough time to see the peculiar movement of one of the women who bathes near the shore of the beach. Although the origin of the video is unknown, many people were shocked to think that it could be a mermaid. The images only showed the head of the woman, but soon after, a fishtail stands out on the surface of the water. Did you see it? If you still haven't, maybe you should pay a little bit more attention. Do you think it was a real mermaid? After all, the woman didn't seem to have legs. Many people gave their opinions after the publication of this clip. However, none of them turned out to be positive. Everyone assumed it was a montage. A real mermaid wouldn't have been exposed that way on the beach. In addition, most of the evidence about the existence of these creatures has shown that they don't have long hair. Not to mention that the skin on her back didn't have scales. However, there are still people who prefer to keep their opinions to themselves. Beyond being a simple myth, they really believe in the existence of mermaids. And any possible evidence, however small it may be, is enough for them. What do you think? Do you think it was a montage? Or do you think they can be like Ariel? Whatever the answer, the final decision is yours. Hope you enjoyed the video, Top 5ers. If you haven't already, check out our other channel, Americano, to enjoy even more amazing list videos. There will be a link in the description, so check it out as well as our other cool stuff showing up on screen right now. See you next time.